All right.
Welcome to the Monday Motivation with Eric and Friends podcast with your host, Eric F. King, featuring world-class speakers, coaches, and consultants. Join us every Monday as we dive into empowering conversations that motivate, inspire, and educate entrepreneurs. Kickstart your week with valuable insights that help you not just survive, but thrive. This is your go-to podcast to start your week strong and live your best life. Let's make Mondays the fuel for your success journey.
All right. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. All right. Look, thank you for the applause, Leah and Zion. We are excited today. We are here another day. You know, people say, well, Eric, what gets you excited? I said, waking up. Waking up gets me excited. You know what I mean? We're here another day. And I'm excited for all of you on the line today because we have a great show for you. First of all, I have the great Leah Garcia and Zion Anaguru here to share their wisdom and their knowledge with you today as we dive into a great topic. You know, I was just talking to my panelists. You know, there are a lot of things we don't actually learn in school. School is great. Don't get me wrong. I have multiple degrees and I love them. I'm like, you know, I can wallpaper my wall with my degrees. But I learned a lot outside of school. And today we're going to talk about the need for coaches and mentors. The need for coaches and mentors. And it's important to realize that most people love to go it alone. Like most people say, you know, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm going to make it on my own. I don't need any coaching. I don't need a mentor. And usually they don't succeed, right? Because it's hard out there, right? Being a business owner is hard. It's not easy. It's easier to go to a job every day, even if you're miserable at the job. It's actually easier because you can come back home and that's all you have to do. You're done, right? So, you know, there are challenges and we're going to dive into it today. So definitely let us know in the comments that you're here with us, right? Say, hi, I'm so-and-so from, actually, we'll probably see your name. Just say zooming in from wherever you are, right? And then also put your questions in the chat because we answer questions. Yes, we answer your questions live, right? So put your questions in there. So welcome everybody as we get started. So to kick it off, I want to call on my good friend that's all the way in California. And for those of you that don't know, in California, it is 4 a.m. right now, 4:03 a.m. So she wakes up really early, earlier than I do for this call. And she doesn't have to. She's super successful, but she loves to give back and she loves to help people. Okay. She is a financial strategist. She helps people make money, invest money, all things money, right? I've learned so much from her. Definitely get her ebook. Oh my goodness, so many nuggets in that ebook. Definitely get her ebook. She's also a black belt, right? A third-degree black belt, which means she has a lot of discipline, and you don't want to get in a fight with her. All right. So without further ado, let me kick it off to my good friend Leah Garcia. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Eric F., King of Collaboration. Well, my name is Leah Garcia, financial strategist and insurance professional. And it is my crusade to help you properly protect, distribute, and transfer your wealth so you can build that legacy and create generational and multi-generational wealth for your family. I love this topic. Why do you need a mentor? I'm going to talk about why you need a money mentor because I'm the money lady, right? You know, every week I come here and I talk about protecting, distributing, and transferring your wealth. Today, we're going to break that down. So we are going to go deep. We're going to the deep end. I hope you brought your floaties on. So here we go. Why do we need a money mentor? Number one, we got to protect our wealth. How do we protect our wealth? What do we need to protect it from? We need to protect our wealth against living too long, dying too soon, having a major diagnosis. Folks, cancer, heart attack, stroke, those kinds of things are very expensive. And if we don't have the proper health insurance and the proper supplements, we will be financially devastated. It can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to get alternative and holistic treatment. We have to protect against a major accident. My 19-year-old nephew was in a truck versus motorcycle accident. He was 19 years old. He suffered a catastrophic brain injury. His life has changed forever. He will never be able to be completely self-sustaining. Imagine that. We have to protect against that. We never know what can happen. Life can life us. How about against a significant market loss, a correction, or even a flat line? Imagine if we suffer 2008 again. Are you prepared? We have to protect ourselves, right? And how do we distribute our wealth? Folks, this is why wealth management, financial advisors, listen, they have a place. They help us to grow our money in some form or fashion. But how do we distribute that wealth? How do we spend it? There's a systematical, mathematical way to spend your money. Otherwise, we're going to be subject to sequence of return risk, to withdrawal rate risks. And folks, stocks, mutual funds, CDs, even managed money cannot protect against that risk. And what do I mean by this? I call it the retirement red zone, which is the 5 years before retirement and the first 5 years into retirement. That's at retirement red zone. We cannot fumble on the 1 yard line. If we have a stock market loss, correction during that time, you will run out of money and you will wish that you were dead because you will be dead broke. Folks, we cannot just assume that we can spend our money the same way that we accumulated it. Average rate of returns no longer matter in retirement. And not only that, think about inflation risk. This is why we see people working in Walmart. This is the real talk today. Listen, this is the real. I got to bring you the real stuff here. We don't see people there working when they are in their 70s and 80s and 90s because they were bored at home. They ran out of money because they didn't understand these risks. And by the way, how about inflation risk? Folks, do you remember when eggs were just a few dollars? It was one of the cheapest, most affordable food that you could have, unless you were Zion and you have roosters and chickens. Right? But now eggs are like double and triple. I don't know. They say inflation is 2 or 3, 4%. I don't know about that. And how do we just transfer our wealth? How are we going to leave this legacy to our loved ones? We have to have a written plan. It's called a living trust, and it must be a current and properly funded and structured living trust. A lot of people did a trust a long time ago. I know you baby boomers. I see you. You did it when your kids were little, but we have to have it updated. It has to be current. The language has to be current. And by the way, if we don't have a plan on how to plan and pay for long-term care, we will be financially decimated. If we have car insurance, but there's a very low risk of us to have an accident. We have homeowners insurance, but very few people ever have an experience of fire or having their home, completely destroyed. We have a 72% chance of needing long-term care at some point during our life. That's why I don't believe you can self-insure for that. I really don't. There's ways to leverage. Insurance is leverage. Instead of paying for it yourself, we leverage the money from the insurance company. So that's what I'm talking about. Listen, getting rich and wealthy is not a do-it-yourself project. If we need a new engine, we're going to go see a mechanic. If we need brain surgery, we're going to go to a surgeon. Why is it if we want to get wealthy, if we want to leave a legacy, we try to talk to our broke Uncle Larry sitting on the couch? And if you're Uncle Larry, I apologize. Listen, we need a money mentor. We just do. That's how we get rich and wealthy. And that's how we protect, distribute, and transfer our wealth so that we can leave that legacy and create generational and multi-generational wealth. So that's my time. And I'm going to hand it back to you, Mr. Eric F. King of Collaboration.
All right. Thank you so much, Leah. Appreciate that. You give us to us raw. You let us know what we need to do. And I love it. That's why I keep inviting you back. Thank you so much for that. And you bring up a lot of great points. Like we need to prepare for the future. And, speaking of, having a mentor, right? Having a coach, you just don't know what you don't know. Right. I used to think I'm good with money until I got a CPA that really is good with money. Right. You know, I used to think I was good with money until I got a financial expert to help me. So you're absolutely right. It's something that we all need, and we need to focus on that. All right. So I want to share with everybody. By the way, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. I will announce everybody's name in a second. Just make sure you put your name in the chat. Well, don't put your name, but just say hi. Just say where you are, and we'll see your name. All right. Because I'm coming to you in a second, folks. Welcome from around the world. All right. So right now, I want to share with you five, let's just say 5 reasons. 5 reasons why you need a mentor or a coach. 5 reasons why you need a mentor or a coach. But I'm going to start with a little story. So many of you know me as the sales and leadership coach. And for over 15 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs make more sales, basically, 2x, 3x, 10x their sales without being pushy or salesy. And I've been doing that, and I've been doing that successfully. But most of what I've done in the past was for people in my area, right? In my area, whether I was in Maryland or Virginia, they were in my area. And then someone told me about going online, right? Online. And I didn't know about online marketing. I'm like, how do I do that? Right? So I hired a coach. Okay, my first coach I hired actually was a LinkedIn coach. And she taught me how to get prospects on LinkedIn. Okay. And then from there, I hired a coach to help me create a course because I had all this knowledge, but I didn't know how to create a course. He helped me to do that. Then I hired another coach who she helped me to create, to do events online, right? And then before that, I hired another coach. He taught me video marketing because, believe it or not, I did not want to be in front of the camera. Yeah, I had a problem with that. I didn't want people to judge me, right? So I hired a coach for that, right? So, I mean, if I add everything up, I've spent over 6 figures, over $100,000 on coaches, right? Because I know the importance. But guess what? I've made way more because I got a coach. So when people see me online, they think I'm just natural. I'm natural at doing videos. I'm natural at putting together events. I'm natural at, creating an ebook. Like, I didn't know how to do that, right? So I just want to start with that, just to let you know that, I practice what I preach. I don't just get up here and tell you, do this. No, I've done it. If your coach doesn't have a coach, find another coach. Everybody should have a coach that has a coach, right? All right. So real quick, 5 reasons. Number 1, you want to accelerate your growth. Accelerate your growth. When you have a mentor, when you have a coach that's pushing you, right? Giving you deadlines. Like, I remember one of my coaches was teaching me how to do webinars. And he said, okay, Eric, so by the next time we meet, I want you to create a webinar with at least 20 slides. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot, right? But I did it because I had a coach. If I didn't have a coach, I would never create 20 slides on PowerPoint because I don't even like PowerPoint. I don't like to do that stuff, right? So accelerate your growth. Number 2, a mentor or coach will motivate you, will give you the motivation and the confidence you need to move forward, right? I have people that I have coached that tell me that, oh, Eric, I'm not a good salesperson. People don't buy from me. And that's how they start. And now they're selling a lot. Some of them are making 6 figures, right? Because I helped them. I inspired them. I motivated them to do more than they thought they could ever do. All right. Number 3, you need a coach for accountability. You need someone that will tell you, okay, look, this is what you need to do. You're not where you're supposed to be, and we're gonna get you to the next level, right? I was listening to a video. They were interviewing Mike Tyson, and if you don't know who Mike Tyson is, he's one of the greatest boxers of all time. And he's coming back into the ring to fight Jake Paul, which is another story. I'm not even going to get into that. As a boxing fan, that's not the kind of boxing I want. But anyway, that's not my point. My point is that as good as he is, as great as he is, one of the best of all time, he has a coach. He has a coach that's telling him what to do. So, Mike, get up. Mike, you need to do 10 more reps, Mike, 10 more reps, right? And this is one of the all-time greats, right? So, even those people have coaches. Michael Jordan had a coach. Muhammad Ali had a coach. I'm trying to think of a woman's name. Ronda Rousey had a coach. I try to be inclusive. I'm sure Leah had a coach, right? All right. So you need a coach for accountability. All right. Number 4, you need a coach to change your mindset. This is huge. If your coach or mentor, if everything they say you resonate with, and you're like, oh yeah, of course, I'll do that. Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Oh yeah, then that's not even a good coach. You need a coach that'll make you think, wow, that's totally different than what I was thinking. Totally different, right? I had a coach that he was coaching me, the same guy that was teaching me how to put together these presentations. When we had that meeting and he looked at my first 3 slides, he ripped it apart. He said, Eric, that title is awful. Nobody's going to come to your webinar with that title. He said, oh yeah, slide number 2, you need to cancel that and take 2 and 3 out. And at the time, I'm like, my ego started to get hurt, right? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm successful at other things. Like, you can't just come here and tell me to take off my slides. That's what's going on in my head. But then I remembered, look, he is my coach. He's helped people to make 7 figures, $1 million. So I had to humble myself and change my mindset. And everything he said was right? He said, you can't create a title that just is an interesting title. You have to create a title that shows people the benefit of them coming to the event. I never thought about that, right? He changed my mindset. And the last one, number 5, a coach or mentor can expand your network. I'm big on networks, right? To build the thing. Because through some of the coaching programs I'm in, I've met other people, right? And I collaborate with people. I have a coaching program that goes on. It's going on right now, my sales coaching program. People in the group are collaborating and they're working together, right? So they're building their network. So those are the 5 things that I want to share with you today about why you need a coach or mentor. So I want you guys to put it in the chat, your questions on, again, why we need a coach or mentor. Any questions you have, put in the chat. All right, so before I get to my next speaker, let me just welcome some people here. Let's see. Welcome, Islam. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Harumi, welcome. Good to see you. Curtis, welcome. Bob James, welcome. Fanoya, I believe that's Fiona. I believe that's how you should pronounce your name. Welcome. Good to see you. Let's see. Angela, welcome. Good to see you. Idara, welcome. Nana, good to see you. Ifeanyiwa, good to see you. Let's just go with Alan. I can't say your first name. Sorry about that. Cesario, welcome. Good to see you. All right, Chris Berryman, good to see you again. All right, so welcome everybody. If you have a question, just start with the word question so I know, okay? So say question and then ask the question. All right, appreciate all of you being here. We are going to go to our next speaker, and our next speaker hails all the way from Nigeria across the world. That's one great thing about online marketing. You can get the knowledge from people from all over the world. And I'm so glad I met this gentleman online, probably about maybe a couple of years ago now. But he gives people what this world is lacking. Okay, he's known as Mr. Positive Energy. And as you know, guys, we live in a negative world. If you don't believe me, put on the news. Within a few minutes, you'll know that we live in a negative world. People thrive on negativity, right? But guess what? You need positivity to succeed in life, to go beyond what most people will ever achieve. You need to be positive, right? It doesn't matter how many skills you have. You got to deal with a positive attitude, right? So this gentleman helps you with that. He's known all over the world for helping people with that. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to the stage my good friend, Zion Anaguru, Mr. Positive Energy. Take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. And Leah, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for your share. And everyone in the listening lounge, thank you so much for being here on another Monday. For some of you, it's already evening. For some, it's afternoon. While for some, it's very early in the morning. I want to say a very big thank you. And I'm sure you're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated. not just to stir up your emotions or your feelings, but to give you practical steps that you can take to live a better and a fulfilled life. And it's a very interesting topic today. We're talking about the need to have a mentor or a coach. And I love what Mr. Chris said in the comment section. He said, everyone can benefit from a mentor or a coach. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're from. You can be coached. You can coach people. But one thing I want to let you know, when it comes to picking a coach or a mentor, everyone cannot be your coach. Everyone cannot be a mentor. Because when people hear this word, get a coach, get a mentor, they just get anybody as long as the person is away above them to some extent, they get them. Now, if you want to get a mentor or a coach, get one that aligns with your vision and passion. Yes, get one that aligns with what you are doing. Because if you get a mentor that does not align with what you're doing, there will be complications. There will be issues. There will be division in alignment of goals and purpose. So if you want to get a mentor or a coach, make sure you get one that aligns with what you are doing, what you are pursuing, what you want to get, because it makes the mentoring and the coaching just smooth and much more easier. And for me, if there's one thing I've learned about from my mentors, if there's one thing I've learned about mentoring is this: you learn what they know without going through what they've gone through. I'll say that again. When you have a mentor and a coach, you learn what they know without having to go through what they had to go through. For some mentors or coaches, they have over 25 years, 30 years, 40 years of experience. Probably for you, you are never up to that age. But what do? You can learn from their vast experience without having to go through what they had to go through. I tell you, if they share with you what they had to go through to get that knowledge, you will not want to go through it. And that's the beautiful thing of having a mentor and a coach. It makes the journey much more easier for you. You don't have to go through the stress, the downtime, the difficulties they had to go through. But what do? You gain from their knowledge. You gain from their wisdom. And that's the reason why you need to get a mentor and a coach. It doesn't matter what you are doing. Somebody has done it before. It doesn't matter the field that you belong to. Somebody has been there before. Look for people who have been there before, so you can learn from their vast experience. You can learn from their knowledge. And with that, it can help you become a better person. And secondly, I know Mr. Eric has touched on this before. One thing that a mentor and a coach will do for you is accountability. Sometimes by ourselves, we can be so complacent. I tell you, we get to a point we don't feel like it. We don't want to do it, But then when you have a coach and a mentor, it's more like they are always there to hold you accountable to your actions, hold you accountable to your plan, hold you accountable to your visions, hold you accountable to your goal and to your purpose, as a constant reminder for you to tell you, you have to do this. You have to do this. Have you done this? Have you done that? Now, for me, the thought of my mentor is going to ask me if I've done this, and because I cannot lie, we just push me, okay, let me do it before he calls me, before he asks me to do it. So it just puts you on your toe to allow you to do what you need to do when you need to do them. Because sometimes you can wake up one morning and you don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like talking today. I don't feel like inspiring people today. I don't feel like coaching sales today. I don't feel like talking about finance today. But having a mentor to always remind you, to hold you accountable for what you need to do, it's very, very important. And one benefit for me that I've experienced, what I'm sharing with you, I'm not sharing it because I read it somewhere. This has been a personal experience that has benefited me, that has helped me to grow as a person. And if there's one thing I've learned about having a mentor, it's a mentor will give you the support and the confidence that you need. Yes, because having a mentor is very important. Many persons who have the issue of mindset that you don't even believe in yourself. What you are doing, you don't believe that you can do it. You don't even believe you have the capacity, you have the resources within you to do it. But one thing a coach and a mentor will do for you, they will help you build your confidence. Imagine you want to go into public speaking, and then your mentor will like, okay, speak to me first. Let me hear what you have to say. You're going for a presentation, you're doing something, your mentor is telling you, okay, let me hear what you have to say. And then with that, practice make mastery. They build confidence, they build self-belief in you. And that's one important reason you need to have a mentor, because these things are priceless. are priceless. You cannot put a price tag on it. Having someone to believe in you, having someone to support you, having someone to encourage you. And the support of a mentor goes just beyond your professional field alone. Emotional support can be there. Just to, in the times where you're down, you don't feel like you're there to give you the words of encouragement, the right resources and the right support that you need. For me, another thing I've learned that has really benefited me in having a mentor is they will give you unbiased opinion about your goal, about your vision. Because for us, there are certain ways we want to do things, and we think that's all there is. We're like, okay, this principle, this plan is what I'm going to use to achieve this. And you are sticking to it in all your mind. You are feel like, oh, I've arrived, I've gotten it all. But your mentor will give you an unbiased opinion to say, well, it's okay. You want to do it this way, but why not do it this way? They help you to see things from a different perspective, from a whole new ground that you never thought about it before. So having a mentor is key for you to get that unbiased feedback, to groom you, to grow you, and to help you become a better person. And lastly, one thing that having a mentor and a coach will do for you is networking and recommendation. Because your mentor has a vast network they have on their journey of becoming who they are. They've come across people, they have contact that you will need, they know people that you will want in your life. So one thing that we do for you is they help you build your network and recommend you. Imagine you're having a network who has been in a certain industry that you want to get into. All they have to give you is a letter or a word to say, tell them that I sent you. Go to this office, tell them you are from me. And that will open opportunities for you to do what you need to do. So this discussion is coming today just to remind us the need for us to have a mentor and a coach. Don't be a do-it-yourself person. It's good to do it yourself, but I tell you, it will take you longer time to do it for yourself than to take you when you have a coach and a mentor. So get a coach, get a mentor, and I tell you, you'll be glad you did. So thank you so much for listening and be part of the conversation today. I yield the mic to you, Mr. Eric.
All right. Thank you so much. That was a TED Talk right there. We appreciate you, Zion. And we're going to keep going. You said something interesting about your coach will give you an unbiased feedback. And that's so important, right? If I'm doing something, let's say I'm putting an event together and I send it to my best friend and say, what do you think? My best friend will like, oh, it's cool. Looks good, Eric. Right? But if I pay a coach to teach me how to actually do it the right way, my coach will tell me the truth and say, no, Eric, no, you need to work on that. That's not going to work, right? He's not going to try and make me feel good. He's there to help me to become better, right? Or she's there to help me become better. So that's a great point. I want to tell you a little story. I hired a guy by the name of Myron Golden. Myron Golden. You can look him up online. Myron, M-Y-R-O-N. Myron Golden. Myron Golden's a very unique man. Okay. He used to be a trash man. So one of those guys that picks up trash when comes to your house, picks up trash and takes it away. That's what he did. And he never made more than $30,000 for the year. Never made more than $30,000 for the year. Now he makes over $30,000 a day, every day. Okay. And I just want to start with that because he learned how to build big businesses and he's teaching people how to build big businesses. So anyway, I joined his mastermind. I flew down to Florida and I'm in the room with all these people in his mastermind. Oh, success. People I see on TV. And beside me on my left was a guy by the name of Russell Brunson. And Russell Brunson is the CEO and founder of ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels, if you don't know about ClickFunnels, when you click on a link, let's say you want to get an ebook and you get the ebook, but then you see a pop-up page and it says, hey, would you like to buy my course? That's a funnel. He's the best in the world at creating those funnels. He built a business from nothing to over $100 million business. And the guy was sitting on my left, taking notes while Myron Golden was talking. And I'm like, I thought this guy knows everything about marketing. but he has a coach, right? So, and it just dawned on me that, man, we all need coaches. If you don't know enough, you need a coach. If you know a lot, you still need a coach. Everybody needs a coach, right? So that really, like, it was unbelievable. Another guy named Dan Henry that I've been following for a long time, he was right in front of me. This is a guy that, he's online. He helps people online. I don't know. He said his last business, he made $30 million, and he helps people build businesses. He's sitting there taking notes, asking questions, right? So it's important for us to have mentors and coaches in our lives. Again, it gets you to your result much faster. All right. So we have a question here. I want to challenge all of you today. I want to see who's going to ask a question. Okay, we have a question here, but I know there's somebody in here right now. Somebody in here right now that has a question that's not asking it. Okay. You know when you go to church and the pastor says there's somebody in here. There's somebody in here who wants a miracle in their life. You just need to come on up. All right. Here we go. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. I can't see the future. I can't do any of that. But I do know that there's somebody in here that has a question. All right. So don't be shy. Put your question in here and let us help you. Start with question and then ask it. All right. So we are going to go to Fiona. She says, how can I get a money mentor, and how can I know he or she is an experienced one because someone tried to say that they have words experience in finances but not in action? Okay, I get what you're trying to say. There are a lot of people online that they portray themselves as an expert, but they're not, right? So that's a very good question. So how can I find a legitimate money mentor? So I'm going to go to Zion first, but I definitely want to know what Leah has to say because she's a money mentor. So Zion, go ahead.
Yes, my reply to the question 8, the best money mentor I can recommend for you is Leah Garcia. She's right here on stage with you. So that's what I was going to say. You don't have to go too far. There's one on stage right here that you can reach out to. She has the wealth of experience. She has the expertise. She has helped many persons with their finances. And I tell you, she too can help you. So let me hit the mic to her now so she can share. You can hear from her yourself.
All right.
Mr. Zion, that's why we love you. My gosh, you're so sweet. So I basically would say a couple things. Number one is interview 3 people. Okay, that's first and foremost. Don't just go with the first person that you come in contact with. And I would actually interview them. So ask them a couple of questions. Like, number one, like, how do you help people? What are the licenses that you hold? How much experience do you have? And ask them for a recommendation. On my LinkedIn, you can see people who've endorsed me and recommended me. So it's very, very easy. You can reach out to any of them. And, Chris Montessori just gave me this beautiful, beautiful recommendation. Reach out to them and just have a conversation with them. That's one of the easiest way to start vetting them. And really, I just believe LinkedIn gives you a lot of information about people. If you see that their profile is not populated, there aren't recommendations that you can contact and reach out to and verify they are who they say they are, then they're probably not them. And so hopefully that helps you find a money mentor. But yes, I'd love to chat with you.
Awesome. Absolutely. And I agree with Zion. I mean, you have one right here. One of the things I say is when you're looking for a mentor, find somebody that somebody else recommended, right? Somebody else vetted, right? I get requests from people every day to speak on my stages, whether it's these podcasts or on my live stage, in-person stage, right? I get requests all the time, but some people don't qualify. Actually, many people don't qualify, right? I look for people that have a history of other people building them up, other people vetting them, right? So I can tell you that I can vouch for Leah, right? So so you don't have to just try her out and try out, like she said, try out 3 other people. Don't worry about that. Just go with Leah. All right? I can tell you that right now. All right. I can tell you that right now, right? So that's one way you know. right? So some of you know, I run studiospeaking.com, and that is a platform where speakers come and speak about their what they do, right? It's mainly training and teaching, right? And then obviously they can share their product at the end of service. But and there are a lot of benefits, right? I give you the videos and the pictures, and now we put you in a magazine, all kinds of stuff. But here's the thing: before you get on the stage, I'm going to vet you. I'm going to go on your page. I'm going to look at your reviews. I'm going to look at your recommendations. I'm going to make sure that you are who you say you are, that you're not crazy, that you're not going to say something on there that's going to offend people, right? I'm not just going to take your money and put you on my stage if I don't think that you're going to help people, right? I had a person I met with not long ago, and she was ready. She's like, Eric, I want to speak on your stage. I don't care how much it is. I want to be there. I can see myself in lights. And I look at her page, and she just started. So I said, so what do you do? So she told me all that. She said, I help people with this. I said, can you have any evidence of that online or anything? She said, no, I just started, but I know I can. I said, well, unfortunately, you don't qualify at this time, because I'm looking for people that can help my audience, that have a history of helping people, right? So she doesn't qualify, right? So my point is, and obviously, she can get opportunities elsewhere, right? But I'm looking for certain people, right? So, in terms of a financial coach, obviously you have Leah. For somebody, I think there was another question in here which is very similar. So I'll just put that up. Ifia, I don't know.
I was going to kind of circle back, Eric, if I could.
Yes, go ahead, Leah.
There was a comment, and it was by a LinkedIn user that replied to the previous question, and they said, look for somebody that has your vision and that resonates with you. And I'm not sure, put LinkedIn user, I'm going to give a little bit of pushback on that a little bit. You absolutely want somebody that can see your vision, but somebody that resonates with you when it comes to money. Here's the thing. We're going to ask you to do things you probably don't want to do.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
We're going to help you to understand products that you have never heard of. You're going to say, why doesn't everybody else know that? How come I've never heard of this before? Because you never spoke with a money mentor. That's right. I think I just crowned myself the money mentor today. I don't know. But so when it comes to money, they should be stretching you. They should be giving you ideas and concepts that you probably are going to resist a little bit. But let me help you to peel that back. One of my mentors, when I first met him, I couldn't even listen to him. Because why? He was grinding my gears. He was stretching me. He was helping me to expand my thinking. So don't always think that it's somebody, if a money mentor that is going to give you rainbows and puppy dogs and butterflies. If they're doing that, they're probably not having all of the services and products and knowledge to be able to really help you to get from where you are to where you want to be. Because if you truly want to build wealth, there's some things that you got to get out of your comfort zone, right? So just wanted to add that. Thank you, Eric, for that opportunity to share. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And I agree with you. You don't want to look for somebody that you agree with everything he or she says. No, they're not going to stretch you. My mentor who taught me on video marketing, his name is Mark Harbour. So this guy, he pushed me. Like, I'll be asking all these questions. He said, Eric, just take your phone. He said, put up your phone. I went like this. He said, press record. He said, and start talking about something you know. So I started, I said, that's it? That's it. He said, that's what I said, but my lighting isn't that great. Who cares? He said, is your content great? I said, yeah, then let them hear your content. Right? So he pushed me. They said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do a video one each day for 30 days. I'm like, I don't have time for that. He said, do you want me to be a coach or not? Are you coachable or not? I'm like, okay, I'll do a video every day. And when he said that, I didn't have enough time to be perfect anymore. The perfection went out the door because I had to do one every day. And I was just saying something. Hey, today I'm going to talk about this. Hey, today I'm going to talk about this. Hey. But what happened by the end of the 30 days, I got the message that you don't have to be perfect on every video. Some of the videos, nobody watched it. I still have a 0 on it. Some of the video, what he said, it doesn't matter, right? So just like Leah said, you're not going to agree with everything they say, but at the end, you're going to thank them. So now I have done over 800 videos since then, right? 90% of my income has come from clients who saw me online. 90% of my income in the last maybe 4 years because I do video, right? So thank God for him. Thank God he taught me, or else I'll still be making excuses and still be fixing my light. I'll be fixing my light, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I hope that helps somebody here. I hope that helps somebody. All right, so let's see. Harumi, I see your question, but it's basically what we're talking about. It's basically the same question: how to help, how to find the right mentor. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask my panel to share a mentor that you had, okay? And this is off the cuff. I didn't even talk to them about this. So they're like, Eric, you didn't even tell us about this. But anyway, they are superstars, and I know they can figure it out, right? Because they're brilliant. Tell us about a mentor that you had that helped you in your life or your business and how they helped you. All right, go ahead, Leah.
Yeah, one of my first mentors years ago when I first started, this is back in the day before we had the zooming and booming. We didn't have, this is primitive. Okay. This was back in the dinosaur days when we had to drive everywhere. I lived in Northern California and he was in Southern California. So I could only get there to drive and see him maybe once a quarter. But he had CDs. I know you guys don't know. This is not money CDs. Okay. This is dinosaur days I'm talking about. And so I would buy the CDs and they were a couple of dollars. I don't know how much they were, but I would have to buy multiple of the same one because I would play them so much they would get worn out. And I would listen to it over and over and over again, like he was talking directly to me. And that's what we had to do back in those days. But now look at, you can just jump on here. You can click on, click off, have your camera, not have your camera. You can listen to any of the most incredible mentors that charge hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars to be mentored by them just by going on YouTube, just by clicking on Motivation Monday. So you are so privileged right now to be able to do that. And yes, I would encourage you to start listening to some people that maybe grind your gears a little bit, that maybe you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Now, with Hector Lamarck, he was somebody that I just adored immediately, but I was absolutely listening to every single word and I did everything that he possibly asked us to do, right? I was coachable, even when it was uncomfortable. Eric had an incredible point. Done beats perfect. You got to be willing to muck it up. It's going to be messy in the beginning. My first video, I said, my name is Leah Garcia. I sell insurance. It's on my YouTube channel. I promise you. And I'm so proud of that. You know why? I leave that there because I want you to look at, and that wasn't years ago. That was maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And now look at, and when I first started, Eric tricked me. He said, we're going to do it audio, Leah. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to put on your makeup. You don't have to get dressed. And here I am. I get up at 2:30 in the morning. Okay. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, Eric.
Hey, I tricked you into greatness. How's that? All right, awesome. Hey, a mentor pushes you. A mentor accelerates your growth, and that's what I did. All right, Don, did you put up your hand?
Yes, I did. No, as Leah was sharing, it got me laughing because I was in the same scenario. I had a mentor, and me speaking on stages today didn't just start now. Growing up way younger, now I usually have a mentor in my life, Mrs. Uche by name, and she was like, okay, Zion, I want you to go address them. Now, it started from the church. Like, I didn't want to come on stage. I didn't want to talk, but she will always put me right up there. And like today, I want you to read the scripture. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Don't let me. But I do it, even though I was scared to do it. And she kept telling me to do it. Then we're like, okay, Zion, what was the lessons today? Why must it be me? In the midst of everybody, why is it me? Why will he call me? Now she puts me in a comfortable spot where I had to, okay. Then it became part of me. I was expecting her to call me again and again to do the speaking, to do the talking. And before you know it, I got so much confidence. I grew, I got better. Now, it didn't just end there. We had a close relationship that whenever I have issues, whenever I have challenges, I always go back to her. This didn't work out well. What's your say? What's your advice? What can I do? Then she will give me the necessary advice. So for me, I've had mentors at different stages of my life, even going through LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn mentor. We're like, okay, Zion, not this, don't do this, do this. Your headlines, you have to change it. You're about, you have to do this. I've changed my headlines countless times. I'm like, but it's good. You're like, no, you have to change it. So it's like that. Having a mentor is very important. At one point I want to share with you is, as much as you want mentors, you want coaches, be teachable, be mentorable. This is an issue with many persons. You want a mentor, you want somebody to coach you, but you're not willing to follow the instructions they are giving you because the instructions are not comfortable with you. You don't like it. It's not in your convenience. You'll be like, this coach is stressing me out. This coach is this. They have to disturb you. They have to stretch you out. That's the re-mentoring. If somebody is mentoring, you are feeling comfortable. That's not mentoring. If somebody is coaching, you are feeling comfortable. That's not coaching. You have to be uncomfortable. You have to come out of your comfort zone. That's the only way you grow. That's the only way you become a better person. So my advice for you is this. I know many persons, I want a coach, I want a mentor. It's good. It's a step forward. But you yourself, you must first be coachable. You must first be mentorable. That's how it works. Because if you don't accept to be mentored, the mentoring will just be in vain, to be a waste of effort and a waste of time. So that's my share on that. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric. Are you the mic?
Thank you. That's beautiful. And I thought about, when you talked about your story, I thought about my first mentor, and I'm going to share that real quick. My first mentor was a person I didn't even want him to mentor me. Like because I'm a God-fearing man, right? So I believe that things happen for a reason. And when I was a kid, I went to high school in Nigeria. I went to boarding school. So for people that went to boarding school, it's very stressful. It's very stressful because you're away from your parents, right? I was maybe 14 years old, and I was in class. And I was, like I said, I was reserved. And I used to sit in the back of the class, and the bad boys sat at the back. So I sat with the bad boys because I wanted to be cool. I wasn't a bad boy. I was actually a good kid, right? But so the teacher comes. His name is Mr. Akinola. Akinola is his name. And he says, you're not one of the bad boys. He said, you're a leader. So he said, I want you to sit in front. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to sit in front. The cool guys don't sit in front. And then he did something that changed my life. He told me that he wanted me to be the class captain. That, in other words, to lead the class and to make announcements in front of the class. I thought I was going to die. And I'm a small kid compared to some big guys. Like, I can't tell people what to do. They're going to beat me up. But he forced me. He said, you're going to get up there and you're going to tell them what to do. And I got up there. And the first time I was speaking, I was shaking like a leaf. And my palms were sweaty. I felt like throwing up. And then the next day he told me to do it. I felt a little better because I did it before. And here's what got me. One day, one of the girls in the class, a girl I really liked, but I was too shy to talk to her. Her name is Mary. She said, I want to speak. I want to tell the class. I want to give this message to the class, but I don't want to go up there. I said, why not? She said, you do it. I said, no, you do it. She said, but you're good at it. I saw last time you were up there, you look like you know what you're doing. I said, really? I'm good at it? Oh my God. So that's when my public speaking career started, y'all. So anyway, so I got up there and I did it for her. Now I was still too shy to talk to her, unfortunately, but it did help me in my life, right? So sometimes your mentor will just come to you. God will send you a mentor, and you need to acknowledge that this is the guy or this is the woman that will change my life. So Mr. Akila changed my life because I've been a leader ever since that day.
That's so good.
Day,
that is so good. I love that story, Eric. And you know what? There's somebody, Harumi Anderson. She had a question I kind of want to circle back to.
Yes, you know what? You're right. It was more than I thought. Go ahead.
Yeah. I love this question, Harumi. A lot of times I have attended classes, I have read books, and I felt like somebody, maybe my mentor has asked me to read a book. Actually, this happened. My mentor asked me to read this book, and it was about golfing, and it was required reading. I don't golf. I don't know about golfing. I love sports. Okay, I love sports. I love the idea of golfing, but I've never golfed. I don't know anything about golfing. I don't know anything about I know Pebble Beach, right? I live like 5 minutes from Pebble Beach. That's about all I know. Spyglass, And so I'm reading this book and I'm like, I don't get this. I don't understand this. Why is he making me read this book? Until there was one sentence, one quote in there. Listen, sometimes we go through a class and we think that there is nothing there for us. Sometimes we read an entire book. Maybe there is one little thing. Look for that one thing. Maybe it's that one thing that you need. So there's a reason why you went to that class. So I try to flip the script and say, okay, what is it that I'm supposed to learn? Maybe you're supposed to learn how to pick the right classes for you. Maybe there is something that you haven't. Take the notes. Be vigilant. Maybe you're there to be an example or connect to somebody who's watching you in that class. There's always a reason. I believe it's a divine intervention, right? There's always a reason. I love what you said, Eric. So I kind of wanted to circle back. Thank you.
Thank you. I wrote that down to talk about that. Yes, Harumi, great question. And I feel the same way. Make the best out of it. Always make the best out of your situation. Find something. If you've already paid the person, right? Find something that you can take out of it, or reach out to them and say, ask for more help or whatever it is, right? But you want to be able to take, because sometimes we're looking for a certain thing in coaching and we don't really find it, but we don't know that it's something else that we actually need the more, right? Like, you won't have a coach if you know it all. you don't know it all, right? So yeah, that's what I recommend. So before we end, Leah, can you tell everybody how they can reach you? Because I know a lot of people want to reach you, contact you, get to know you.
Yeah, the easiest way is on LinkedIn. That's my biggest social platform. But also you can get my smart link, which is leahgarcia.io, leahgarcia.io, and you can visit my smart link. It's like a web page. And you can also download my free ebook, The Wall of Wealth, What Your Financial Guru Didn't Tell You. So thank you so much, Eric. I send it back to you.
Thank you. And I highly recommend that you grab her ebook. It's free and there's a lot of information. I learned a lot from it. And one thing I want to tell everybody, you have to be humble. You have to have humility to grow, right? I mean, Leah has more followers than I do on LinkedIn, right? Now, I can learn from her. Zion has double the amount of followers I have, triple the amount of followers I have, right? I learn from him, right? So you have to humble yourself to learn. You have to humble yourself. All right, Zion, go ahead. How can we reach you?
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Eric and Leah. Amazing. It's always a privilege to share this stage with you. For anybody that wants to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm always live on LinkedIn. It's Zion Inogiero, the only Zion Inogiero on LinkedIn. And you can see Mr. Positive Energy right behind it. And for me, it's all about positivity and spreading it to every corner of the earth. So if you need someone to take you on that journey, you're struggling to stay positive, do what to reach out to me. I tell you, it's going to be an amazing journey, embracing positivity together. So thank you so much for joining us once again, everyone. Mr. Eric, I'll yield the mic back to you.
Awesome. Appreciate that. So, so for me, folks, Eric F. King, I'm the only Eric F. King online. Like, if you look up Eric King, you will never find me. People send me a message, Eric, You're not online. I'm like, yes, I am. You just looked at the other 100 Eric Kings. There's a reason. I'm Eric F. King, okay? Eric F. King, I'm the only one online. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, but LinkedIn, I think, is probably the best place to find me just because everything I do, I put on LinkedIn, all right? Follow us. Go to studiospeaking.com. Studiospeaking.com is where you learn about what I do and how I help speakers, coaches, and authors, all right? If you want my free ebook, I will put it in the chat. I put it in the chat, so look for it. And like I always say, if you can't find something, take another step and reach out to the person and say, please send it to me. And I got a few of those last time. Like, Eric, I couldn't find it. And I sent it directly to them, right? So don't make excuses. Don't say, well, Eric, I didn't see it, so maybe it's not meant to be. That's a cop-out. Don't talk like that, right? Say, okay, Eric, hey, I was on your call. I can't find that ebook. I really want it. And boom, you'll get it, right? So the ebook is called, I think it's 100 ways to generate leads and sales online. Not 1 or 2 or 3, 100 ways. So grab that, right? And if you're thinking about speaking on my stage, if you're considering that, I have an event coming up early in the year, breakthrough event. It's going to be incredible, okay? If you want to get more publicity for your business, now you have to be a coach, a consultant, or author. You have to teach something, right? You can't just sell something. If you want to be able to speak on stage, to get the pictures and the videos, the reels, if you want to be featured in a magazine, if you want to go out to lunch and dinner with us, there's a whole bunch of things we do. Then contact me, just send me a message and we can chat. All right. All right. And sometimes people are afraid to meet with me because like, Eric, you're a sales coach. I don't want you to sell me. Well, guess what I teach? I teach this. Never sell somebody something they don't need. All right. So I'm only going to share with you if it's for you, perfectly okay. If it's not, perfectly okay. All right. We'll still remain friends. All right. So yeah, so that's the best way to reach me. Who else has joined us? Stanley, good to see you. Appreciate you. All right. So we are at about 8 o'clock. Again, we appreciate all of you being here. We are here every Monday, same time, same place. All right. Make sure you share this with your friends. We literally have like 10 times the number of people watch our videos after we do it because, hey, it's early in the morning for a lot of people. So share this with other people, pay it forward. All right. So we will see you same time next week. Appreciate everybody. It has been a plum pleasing pleasure to be here with you this morning. Take care. Bye-bye.